You spread hate from my point of view. I'm telling you this right here, looking you in the eyes. I think that generates noise, a lot of hate.
There's a list of government opponents? That's false. That was never said. I challenge you to repeat it, to show it right now.
On a debate panel of the show, Adela told me, Juan Zavala, Damián Zepeda, Arturo Ávila, and the host Max Espejel had a tense exchange of opinions about 3 topics. The revocation of Andy López Beltrán's visa, the targeting of critical journalists by the federal government, and the hate speech among political figures. The debate began with the case of Andy López Beltrán. Juan Zavala questioned why the government supporters used the argument of national sovereignty to defend the son of former President López Obrador. In his opinion, the fact that Morena spends time and energy addressing this issue instead of focusing on the problems the country is facing is telling. What are their priorities? In response to this position, Arturo Ávila downplayed the revocation of his party member's visa. The Morena member. He argued that 9 out of 10 Mexicans do not have a U.S. visa. Therefore, from his perspective, the case should not become a topic of debate.
Seeing Morena use its time and energy to defend Andy instead of solving the country's major problems tells me what Morena really cares about, which is Morena itself.
I understand that for a minority this document is very important. When 9 out of 10 Mexicans don't have a visa, for 9 out of 10 people listening to this debate, it's like...
And meanwhile, the exchange became more heated when the discussion turned to the so-called hate speech. Arturo Ávila warned about the risks of normalizing this kind of expression, and he compared the current context to Rwanda in 1994, where, as he recalled, the media contributed to the spread of messages that preceded one of the greatest tragedies in that country. From there, the Morena party member directed his criticism at Damián Zepeda and his party, accusing them of maintaining an alliance with the PRI. And he also questioned Alito Moreno's role, whom he accused of being involved in violent confrontations. Zepeda responded that from his perspective, the atmosphere of confrontation and polarization has been mainly driven by Morena. He also directly pointed to Ávila as one of the actors who contributes to that climate, considering that her interventions often include attacks and smears against her opponents.
Suddenly he turned to look at Damián Zepeda. Not to say, hey, that PRI they allied with a year and 7 months ago, their candidate stood right next to Alito Moreno. Well, that person today promotes violence.
I think there's an explanation, and it's an atmosphere of hate that has been created. And I think it's mainly been created by Morena.
I mean, we didn't earn it.
Are you saying you either earned it or are a source of hate? From my perspective, telling you this directly, I think that creates serious hate because it's offensive. Are you being offensive?
That the members have. Of your party, of you. Because of that.
Finally, the discussion took a new turn when Max Espejel brought up Andy's case again. He pointed out what he saw as a contradiction between the former president's son's statements and the federal government's actions. Max Espejel recalled that López Beltrán described the withdrawal of his visa as a process of Hitlerian proportions. And she questioned the fact that at the same time, the federal government publicly exposed critical journalists, a practice that, from her perspective, could be considered typical of an authoritarian regime. In response to this statement, Arturo Ávila denied that the government had exposed media figures simply for being critical and challenged the commentator to prove otherwise. And she maintained that what the government has actually done is to highlight the existence of an ecosystem of automated accounts, such as bots and trolls, which, she claimed, amplify false information about the federal administration.
That operate bot networks. It has been proven that the ecosystem works almost perfectly to manufacture trends. Once again, that can't be biased because it's speculation. It's completely false to say it's biased. I'm telling you with concrete data, what you've done at this table is what's biased, not this biased. In other words, the claim that there's a list of government opponents is false. That was never said. I challenge you to repeat it, to show it, because that was not said at this moment.
What do you think? Who do you think was right in this debate? Tell us your opinion in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell.